how we dressed, what we celebrated, and how we treated one another, right? All of that is contained is in the Bible and written to these people that are the descendants of Israel,
right?
Or Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. You had Abraham, you had Isaac, and you had Jacob, right? So these commandments connect you to God.
Right.
So when it says wear fringes, that connects you to God. Right. And when you're not wearing fringes, guess what you are? Disconnected from God. Read this right here. Watch this.
The book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 1. What advantage then have the Jew?
It says, what advantage is there to being a Jew, right? A Jew is just the fourth-born son of Judah. That's a Jew. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Those were called the Jews, the southern kingdom. Then you had the northern kingdom of Israel, which is the other 10 tribes, which was, let's see, Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon. So from here on down, we split. It was a split. You had northern kingdom, which was called Jews, and you had southern kingdom, which was just called Israelites, or the northern kingdom. Right? Hold on, let me finish. So what advantage is there being a Jew? Let's read.
Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way.
Much every way. You have an advantage over all other nations on the planet because you come from this man right here. And everything that was commanded in the Bible was written to you and your people, you and your forefathers. All the way up the line, all the way down to you. All the commandments in the Bible was written to us. They wasn't written to white people. They wasn't written to Chinese people. They wasn't written to Japanese people. All these laws in here was written for the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Indians, and everybody that descends on this side right here. You got Judah, the American blacks. You got the West Indians. You got the Haitians, the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans. All these nationalities come from one man, which is Israel. So what advantage is there of being a Jew? All the promises in the kingdom of heaven is only for us. Ain't no white people getting into the kingdom of heaven in the same position and status as us. White people gonna be slaves in the kingdom of heaven. You ever heard that before? You have, right? Chinese people gonna be slaves in the kingdom of heaven. And we can prove all of this with the Bible, but let's keep reading.
Chiefly because that unto thee were committed the oracles of God.
So unto us, unto our forefathers, was committed the oracles of God, was committed the commandments. God only gave one race of people commandments to follow. And we didn't want to follow him, follow those commandments. So guess what happened? Slavery. Slavery happened. And we still not following the commandments to this day. So guess what? We still in. We still in slavery to this day. And we got men that don't even care about this. So that's why we gonna stay in a lower state. We supposed to be rulers of the planet Earth. We supposed to be kings and priests of the planet Earth. But what are we now? We slaves. We thoughts. We real niggas. We on the corner fighting for territory, fighting each other, killing each other, stealing from each other. Why? Because we won't follow the oracles that was given to our forefathers thousands of years ago. We still not following them laws. Let's keep reading. Read that part again.
Much every way. Chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
Unto us was committed the oracles of God. We are the only ones that can really keep God's commandments the correct way. So, a part of your attire, a part of our attire is, go back to Numbers, is the fringes. The men have to wear fringes in all of their garments. The women have to, get Deuteronomy 22 and 5. We just going to go through some oracles. We're going to go through some prophecy. We're going to go through history. We're going to go through everything because we need to teach our people these things so we can get the hell out of captivity. We still in slavery to this day. Who on the dollar bill? What race of people on the money you got in your pocket? White people. That should tell you in slavery still. Because when we had our own land and had our own kings and priests, guess whose face was on the money? We had our own money. We had our own judicial system. And it was all in this Bible right here. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5.
This is a law for the Israelites, all the people on that sign right there. This ain't for no other race of people but the Israelites. Read.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So this is a law against cross-dressing. Right? So is it a sin? Is it wrong for a man to wear a dress? I'm gonna ask you. You seem like you got some knowledge on you.
If I thought I had a woman in part of my body, I'd take a razor and cut it till I cut it out.
See, that's what I'm saying. See how the older generation think?
I'm a man.
That's right. But God made this up thousands of years ago.
Right.
Our young sons have forgot this.
Right.
You got P. Diddy and everybody else wearing kilts and dresses and skirts. You got NBA players wearing dresses. You got men around here sagging their pants below their ass.
Bring it out.
What is this? Why do they have him dressed in that?
That's a sin. I'm gonna get to it. Let me finish this first. Read that.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So women are not supposed to wear men's clothing. Right. On the lower half of your body, there's only 4 types of garments you can wear: pants, skirts, pants and shorts, dresses and skirts. Which 2 apply to men? Pants and shorts. Which 2 apply to women? Dresses and skirts. In the UK, it is cross-dressing if one crosses over into the other. Right. That's what God says. Read it again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garments. Women shouldn't be wearing men's garments. Read.
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
That's an abomination, sis. So your attire that you have on, if you truly love God, guess what? You gonna change that. You gonna put on a dress. Right. You gonna put on a skirt. Yeah, and it's gonna be modest. It's gonna cover up. Get that in 1 Timothy.
Bring it up.
And then we'll go to the men. Yes, sir. What you got?
Brother Fox want to know who he is according to the Bible.
Okay, that's what we're going over. We're going over that we are God's chosen people. We are the holy nation on the face of the earth. We're the greatest people God ever created.
Right.
But because we disobeyed the commandments, God gave commandments to Moses, over 600 commandments we were supposed to follow. We didn't follow those commandments, so guess what? He put us in slavery on slave ships.
Right.
Are you familiar with this history? Slave ships? You seen name a slave movie you done seen before?
I don't watch too many slave movies.
You seen one? Name one. Roots? You seen Django, right? You seen Django? That's what happened to us because we are in the midst of sin even to this day.
Right.
Read that.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9. In like manner also, the women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
The women what?
Adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In modest apparel. So sis, what you got on is not modest.
Right.
So this is the things that we have to change. These laws that was given to us is our heritage. That's our customs. Like, for instance, did you celebrate Mother's Day last week?
Did I?
Yeah. Did you get your mom something? Yeah. You got your mom something, right? That's a sin.
Right.
That's pagan. That's pagan. Go to Leviticus 23. God gave us holidays to celebrate, and they all in this book right here.
Right.
Guess what? Mother's Day ain't in here.
Right.
Father's Day ain't in here. Christmas ain't in this book.
Right.
Thanksgiving ain't in this book.
Right.
So what's in there? Passover, Feast of Dedication, Pentecost, the Sabbath day. That's today. We're not supposed to be doing no buying and selling today. All these men washing their cars over here, they're not supposed to be doing no work.
Right.
They're supposed to be resting. It's the Sabbath day. This is God's Sabbath day.
Right.
You're supposed to keep it holy. You're supposed to keep it separate from every other day of the week. But guess what? These men over here, they love their car more than God.
That's right.
That's all that. That's idolatry right there. Oh, the Lord said not to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then they give us Sunday. In slavery, we only had one day a week off. Guess what day it was? Sunday. The slaves only got one day a week off. It was Sunday. That's why we still carry the tradition to this day, because that's what they taught us in slavery.
Right.
But if a race of people didn't treat you right, you think they're gonna teach you right?
Bring it out, Oaks.
They're not gonna teach you right. They're gonna teach you wrong every time.
That's right.
Read what you got.
The book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. Bring it out. Speak unto and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel.
The whole Bible is about the children of Israel,
Right.
and the laws that God gave to Moses to give to the children of Israel. We're reading about them laws. Read.
And say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord.
Concerning the what?
Feast of the Lord.
Concerning the feast of the Lord. So there's, when you go to Leviticus 23, there's feast in it, Deuteronomy 16 and 16.
Bring it out.
Deuteronomy 16 and 16. I'm going to get your question in a minute. I ain't forgot about you. Oh, you got another one? Okay, okay, watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 16 verse 16. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose.
So 3 times a year in the Bible, the men was all supposed to go to Jerusalem. 3 times a year. Is it in there? Keep reading.
Which he shall choose in the feast of unleavened bread.
Feast of unleavened bread. You ever heard of that? Feast of unleavened bread. You ever heard of that?
That's communion.
That's Passover.
Passover.
That's Passover. That's what we're supposed to be celebrating. But what did they replace it with in slavery? Easter.
Yeah.
Easter. They replaced it with Easter. But now you celebrating a whole nother God that ain't got nothing to do with the laws that were written in these laws and customs was written in stone for us.
Right. That's right.
And we forgot. They took it all away from us in slavery.
Don't they celebrate it that Friday before Easter, the Passover?
No, it's during the same time. Passover is a 7-day celebration.
Right.
It lasts 7 days. You're supposed to eat unleavened bread 7 days.
Right.
We never heard this stuff in our life.
Bring it up.
Why? Because they've replaced it and gave us a false God.
Right.
They gave us false idols to keep us in sin so they can stay on top.
Right.
Because once we come out of sin as a people, we get in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
We getting the slaves back. We getting the white man in slavery back. We getting the Arab man in slavery back. You see, it's quiet over there now. You see that? Because the truth is coming out. Read what you got.
And in the feast of weeks.
And in the Feast of Weeks, that is 7 weeks after Passover, we celebrated something called the Feast of Pentecost.
Right.
The Feast of Weeks. That's when we planted and the plant started producing the first fruits, right? Read on.
And in the feast of tabernacles.
And in the Feast of what?
Tabernacles.
And in the Feast of Tabernacles. That's where you literally go live in a tent for 7 days.
Right.
Tabernacles. These are the customs that God gave his chosen people to celebrate. Not Halloween, not Mother's Day,
Right.
not Father's Day.
Right.
All that is sin according to God.
Right.
Now what's your question?
Rivers of living water.
Hey, I see you watching the video. You should go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Matter of fact, won't you like, subscribe, and share? IUIC Mississippi Burning. Like, subscribe, and share. Even comment.
My question.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, we all from tribe of Judah.
Judah, okay.
Tribe of Judah, right?
Right.
It's from Israel. They all come from Israel, right? We started from there, right?
The tribe of Judah came out of Israel. The man named Israel. Yes, sir.
But us,
Uh-huh.
us right here.
Okay.
We started from here, America, right?
No, we started from there too.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. Our people, that our ancestors that we know so far,
Okay.
they was from here, huh? Like,
The Native Indians. Gad, right.
right.
They just migrated to this side of the planet.
They migrated to this side.
Yes, they migrated to this side of the planet. Get that in 2nd Ezra. It's documented when they came over here and what captivity we was in when they came over here.
Okay.
We still come from the same man, Israel, but we migrated to this side of the planet. I want to say 400 years before Christ. We migrated to this side of the planet. Read that. You got it? Read it.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40.
This is documented in the Bible. This is history. Read.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own lands in the time of Osiris the king.
So Israel has been in captivity many times, right? We came out of captivity in Egypt. Then the Assyrians came down, had us in slavery. Then the Babylonians came down, had us in slavery. Then the
Like the Greeks and Romans, all them.
that's in there too. Greeks, the Romans, and the Persian Medes. So all these other nations had us in slavery, but during one of those slaveries, we migrated. We migrated, and this is the history. Watch this.
Whom Salmanassar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came thou into another land.
So they came to Israel, and they took us out of there. They took Northern Kingdom. And no, this is not 70 AD. This is before 70 AD. Right? Read on.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
So now the Northern Kingdom got together and said, hey, we got to get out of here. Like, it's too many nations coming in, taking over. We're going to be in slavery all the time. So we need to find somewhere else to be. Read.
And go forth into a further country, where never mankind dwelt.
Where never mankind dwelt. So the Northern Kingdom, from Ephraim on down, you had the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans, Dominicans, Guatemala, the Panama, the American Indians, the Seminole Indians, Colombia, the Uruguay, the Mexicans, and from Argentina to Chile. All those people through these countries right here, they migrated from Africa. They sailed across the ocean. Why? It's going to say it. Read.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Read on.
And they entered in Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river.
Now it tells how we got there. It says we entered into the Euphrates. So we had boats, right? We entered into the Euphrates River. Read.
For the Most High then showed them signs for them, and beheld still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So for a year and a half, we sailed across the Atlantic Ocean. Then those people landed here in South America.
Nah, I've been hearing information like we've never sailed nowhere on a boat.
That's a lie.
We originated here.
No.
Like, these are our people.
No. That's false. The Israelites, under the Assyrian captivity, under Salmanassar, took counsel to get in ships and sail across the Atlantic Ocean. Thousands of years before the white man did it.
Right.
So we was over here populating South America, Mexico, North America. We populated all this land over here before the white man even came in the 1400s during the Renaissance period.
Okay, so
that's the history.
So we've been traveling, right? Like that on boats. We've been traveling.
Of course. Noah built a boat in the first book of the Bible.
Right.
There were ships, there was boats. We had all of that.
So how do we know if our people really are from, since we've been traveling that long? Like, how do we know that our people are really from here, since we've been traveling that long?
We from Israel.
Right.
We not from America. We from Israel. Israel is our homeland. Get that in Galatians. We migrated here, running from the other nations, because we didn't want to keep the commandments.
Right.
It says they didn't want to keep the commandments, which they never kept in their own land. We didn't want to keep the commandments. So what happens when we don't keep the commandments? God allows the other nations to come in and destroy us. Hang us from trees. Put us in slavery. Make us work for free. Destroy our families. God sent those other nations against us.
Right.
And we running from God from the other nations. Read what you got.
The book of Galatians chapter 4 verse 26.
I know.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
Jerusalem is the motherland,
Right.
not Africa. Israel is where creation started. That's what the motherland, right? That's what the Bible says. So what do we need to do in these last days? That's my question to you.
What do we need to do in this land?
What do we need to do? How do we do that?
By obeying His laws, studying His laws, getting more.
Following His commandments. Let me give you another commandment. Get Leviticus 11. So I said something earlier in those oracles. You had dietary laws. God gave us what's clean animals and what's unclean animals. Thousands of years. He wrote it in stone for us.
So it's okay for us to eat meat.
It's okay, of course. It's okay for us to eat meat.
Certain types.
We about to see. Read that. Read the last verse first. Go ahead.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 46. This is the law of the beast, and of the fowls, and of every living creature that moveth in the waters, and of every creature that creepeth upon earth, to make a difference between the clean and between the unclean and the clean.
So God made a difference between clean animals and unclean animals. Not man, God did. He said, I made this roach right here. That roach is dirty for you to eat.
But it's like this too. Okay, but our teeth are not designed to tear meat. We have square teeth. So it's like we are not born vegetarians.
Who told you that? No, before we was able to eat meat, because God instituted that we could eat meat in the book of Genesis. He said,
so that's in the Old.
That's in the Old Testament, yeah. Thousands of years ago, before he instituted we could eat meat, everybody ate fruit and vegetables.
Right.
Okay. So after that, he allowed us to start eating meat.
Right.
But he also said there's certain meat you can't eat because it's unclean. Read that.
And between the beast that may be eaten,
Between the what?
the beast that may be eaten, and the beast that may not be eaten.
So God, he already laid it out. He said, y'all can eat meat now. But guess what? It's some meat that's going to make you sick.
Right.
It's some meat that's clean. So we finna go over what he said we can eat and can eat. You already know. You on point, sis. You on point. Watch this. Read that.
Verse 7. And the swine.
And the what?
Swine.
And the what?
Swine.
What is a swine? Pork. Pork chop. This is your bacon. This is your sausage. This is sausage links. This is your pork chops. This is your chitlins, your pig feet, your hog maw. It's all of that. Guess what?
I done seen all this morning.
Guess what?
I done seen all this.
Guess what? That's why we're here, my brother. We're here to get you out of that sin.
Right.
Because let's read on. Let's read on. Watch this. Hey, guess what though? They got you. Come on up, my brother. We going over the holy diet right now. Guys, holy people supposed to have a holy diet, and it does not consist of these things we about to go over. Read that.
Verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof.
So there's stipulations on the animals. It has to have a divided hoof. It has to have a line in the hoof. So horses, we can't eat horses because they don't have the divided hoof, right?
So I thought the divided hoof was the one that you can't eat.
No, the divided hoof is one of the qualifications if you can eat it. So the pig has a divided hoof, right? Read.
Though he divide the hoof.
Though he divide the hoof.
And be cloven-footed.
And be cloven-footed, read.
Yet he cheweth not the cud.
He don't eat just grass.
Right.
He don't eat grass. He eat whatever. So guess what? Whatever he put in your body, when you eat it, guess what you doing? You eating what he eating. So if it's a dead cat on the side of the road and that pig go eat it, and you kill that pig and eat that pig, guess what you just ate? You ate some roadkill on the side of the road.
Right.
But would you go pick up that cat and eat it by itself?
You might as well.
You might as well. So that's the thing. The pig is an unclean animal that has an unclean diet. So God said you can't eat that.
Right.
Read it again.
And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
He is unclean to you. Is there more?
Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you.
They are unclean to you. So these animals that's unclean and you eat them, it's an abomination. Go to verse 11. So that's just one of the animals, right? What's another thing that we eat all the time that we don't know is unclean? Beef. Beef is clean. Catfish. Let's get that. Let's get that. Yeah. You said what?
It's clean.
No. Catfish is clean?
No. Salmon, like tilapia.
Salmon, tilapia. Okay. What makes a catfish unclean?
They're a bottom feeder.
They a bottom feeder. You're exactly right. So if a catfish is a bottom feeder, so let's see the stipulations on everything in the water that we can eat. Because remember, we are holy people. We have a holy diet. We have holy ceremonies that we have to keep. And we have a holy attire we have to wear. Right?
We can eat it, right?
Okay, you on point. You on point. Let's see. Read that.
Verse 12. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales.
Read verse 11.
Verse 11. thou shalt be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat their flesh, but ye shall have their carcass in abomination. Whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the water.
Start at verse 9.
Verse 9. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters.
So that's what you're supposed to eat. What's your name, sir?
My name is Smith, sir.
Smith?
Yeah.
Mr. Smith. So the Bible says whatever has fins and scales, that's what you can eat out of all the waters on the planet. Who over there scoffing? Tell him, come on over. He cut. The word of God cut. That's why the Bible says the word of God is a two-edged sword. Because it cut both ways. Right. It don't matter.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word, his word, his word, his word.